Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled Vaishnava devotees. And all glories to our revered speaker, His Grace Ishvara Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. It's very pleasant to have you start the week with us. Today's Monday, a new beginning week. And it's a new month also, that's September. So without further ado, we may put the verse on the screen and Prabhu, you take it over.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Gurave Gurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Narayana Namaskritya Narayachava Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Nasta Prayesha Bhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatu Tamas Loke Bhakti Bhavati Naistikim Vede Ramane Chava Purane Bharate Tata Ado Adya Chamade Chahari Savachakiyati Mukam Kratiba Chala Pangu Lankati Gri Yaki Pataham Pande Sri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Prajita Katavota Paramoni Basram Satan Vedam Vastavam Matabastu Shivadam Tapatayo Mulanam Sima Bhagavate Mahamani Katanki Vai Para Isvara Sadyoridi Abarudate Trakitimita Krishanam Nigama Kapatali Galitam Falam Sukamukantavasangitam Ibatam Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muhuravara Rasikapagapapaka Atoyam Brahmasutranam Paratyatam Vinaya Gayati Basaru Posabedata Paribrimita Savavideti asanam saran saran paribrinita savavidantam sarami. Sri Bhagavatam Isate. Tarasamita Shyati Tashana Yata Syarati Kachid. Krishna Vasudevaya Devaki Nandana Yasha. Nanda Gopa Kumara Ya Govinda Namo Namah. Vasudeva Sutana Devam. Kansa Chandra Madana. Devaki Paramananda. Krishna Bandi Jagaguru. Namamo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pashra Disatarini. Panchakapatulubhya Chakripasini Bevacha. Patitanam Pavanavibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Veda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I'm glad to be here this evening on this Eastern African Forum. And I thank those who are here and those who are coming, who are listening. So hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is always the most auspicious activity. We should hear Bhagavatam and also we should share Bhagavatam with others. So we are in the chapter, Canto 3, chapter 2, text 20. This is about Uddhava, who is remembering Lord Krishna. So I just read the text, then translation of Prabhupada by Srila Prabhupada. Tataiva chanye naraloka vira yaha Krishna mukara bindam netrai pibanto nayana viraman patasha puta padam apurasya. So Tata as also Evacha, and certainly, and ye, others, Naraloka, human society, Viraha, fighters, ye, those, Ahave, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna, Lord Krishna's, Mukara Vrindan, face like a lotus flower, Netrai, with the eyes, Vivanta, wise sleeping, wise seeing, Nayana Biraman, very pleasing to the eyes. Pata Arjuna, Asaputai, purified by arrows, Adam, abode, Apo achieved a share of him. Pibanta, Pibanti. I'm just looking at this word for word meaning here. There's something that is wrong with you. One of the many. Pibanta means drinking, not to cease, means to drink. Pibanti. Pibanta means to be the all drinking. That's the meaning of Sanskrit. So anyway, it's translation and pop-up by Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, okay. Certainly others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows. And while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. Purport. Very long purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, appears in this world for two missionary purposes: to deliver the faithful and to annihilate the miscreants. But because the Lord is absolute, it's two different kinds of actions, although apparently different, are ultimately one and the same. His annihilation of a person like Sishupal is as auspicious as his actions for the protection of the faithful. All the warriors who fought against Arjuna, but who were able to see the lotus-like face of the Lord on the battlefront, achieved the abode of the Lord, exactly as the devotees of the Lord do. The words pleasing to the eyes of the seer are very significant. When the warriors from the other side of the battlefield saw Lord Krishna at the front, they appreciated his beauty, and their dormant instinct of love of God was awakened. Sishupal saw the Lord also, but he saw him as his enemy, and his love was not awakened. Therefore, Sishupal achieved oneness with the Lord, emerging in the impersonal glare of his body, called the Brahmajyoti. Others who were in the marginal position, being neither friends nor enemies, but slightly in love of Godhead, by appreciating the beauty of his face, were at once promoted to the spiritual planets, the Vaikunthas. The last personal abode is called Goloka Vrindavan, and the abode where his plenary expansions reside are called the Vaikunthas, where the Lord is present as Narayan. Love of Godhead is dormant in every living entity, and the entire process of devotional service unto the Lord is meant for awakening this dormant eternal love of Godhead. But there are degrees of such transcendental awakening. Those whose love of God is awakened to the fullest extent, go back to the Goloka Vrindavan planet in the spiritual sky. Whereas persons who have just awakened to love of Godhead by accident or association are transferred to the Vaikuntha planets. Essentially, there is no material difference between Goloka and Vaikuntha, but in the Vaikunthas, the Lord is served in unlimited opulence, whereas in Goloka, the Lord is served in natural affection. This love of God is awakened by the association of pure devotees of the Lord. Here the word Patastra Putta is significant. Those who saw the beautiful face of the Lord on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified first by Arjuna when he made his onslaught with arrows. The Lord appeared for the mission of diminishing the burden of the world, and Arjuna was assisting the Lord by fighting on his behalf. Arjuna personally declined to fight, and the whole instruction of the Bhagavad Gita was given to Arjuna to engage him in the fight. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna agreed to fight in preference to his own decision, and thus Arjuna fought to assist the Lord in his mission of diminishing the burden of the world. All the activities of a pure devotee are executed on behalf of the Lord because a pure devotee of the Lord has nothing to do for his personal interest. Arjuna's killing was as good as killing by the Lord himself. As soon as Arjuna shot an arrow at an enemy, that enemy became purified of all material contaminations and became eligible to be transferred to the spiritual sky. Those warriors who appreciated the lotus feet of the Lord and saw his face at the front had the dormant love of God awakened. And thus, they were transferred at once to Vaikuntha Loka, not to the impersonal state of Brahmajyoti, as was Sishupal. Sishupal died without appreciating the Lord, while others died with appreciation of the Lord. Both were transferred to the spiritual sky, but those who awakened to the love of God were transferred to the planets of the transcendental sky. Whoever seemingly lamented that his own position was less than that of the warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, because they had attained to Vaikuntha, whereas he remained to lament the disappearance of the Lord. So I'm back in Bombay. I'm back in Vrindavan. I was in Bombay last week. So back in the branch. So Tataiva Chanye, Naraloka Vira, Yahabe Krishna Mukarabinda. Nitai Banto Nayana Birama, Pata Stra, Puta Padam Apuasya. Certainly all those who are fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaughts of Arjuna's arrows. And while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. So you have the two situations were presented in here in the purpose of those who go to the abode of the Lord, who go to the spiritual sky, especially Vaikuntha, and also those who merged in the impersonal Brahmajyoti. Brahmajyoti is the bodily effulgence of the Lord. So Prabhupada was gave it to two different scenarios. For example, just like in the beginning, he mentioned that Prabhupada said that when the Lord appears, he appears in this world for two purposes: to deliver the faithful and to annihilate the miscreants. So that's the purpose of his incarnation. Paritna yasaduna abhinasa chatuskritam dhamma sanstapana taya sambhavami yuga yuga. That the Lord, in order to protect the devotees, Paritna yasaduna, to protect the devotees, and also to vinasaya chatuskritam, those who are discreet, those who are demoniac, the Lord, so the Lord annihilate them. But even though the Lord, he annihilated the demons, he killed those the demoniac influence, but the Lord is all good. The Lord is all good. Because in reality, the Lord does not maintain animosity towards any living entity. So the Lord has no animosity towards any living entity. But at the same time, those, no matter how you approach it, you get a particular reciprocation. Ye yatama prapadiante, that's as one approached me, I give a particular, I give the reward accordingly, I give the result accordingly to how someone approach me. But the Lord is all good. Yes, he killed so many demons, especially when location was here 5,000 years ago. Many demons were killed, beginning from Putana, Vrindavan Putana, Sakatasura, Tinavata, Kesi, Agasura, Bakasura, Aristasura, Pralambasura, so many asuras, so many demons, demoniac entity that the Lord killed when he was here. But all those demons who were killed by the Lord, they all got impersonal liberation. They got liberation. They got liberation in the form of merging into the bodily effulgence of the Lord, into Brahmajyoti. And so you can see that so many yogis or the impersonalists who perform austerity for a long period of times, the yogis, so many of them, they attain the same stage of merging into the Brahmajyoti, into the bodily rays or the impersonal effulgence of the Lord's body. So they got the same attainment. Because the Brahma bodies, the Brahma bodies, these are the ones whose goal is to merge into the personal existence of the Lord. That's their goal. But the same goal is attained by the demons that the Lord killed. They got the same. Just like when Lord Krishna, killed Shishupal, because this Shishupal reference is made here, because Shishupal was very envious of Krishna. He was always envious of the Lord, right from his childhood. He was always envious of Krishna, right from his childhood. Of course, the Lord will not kill him, even though he was always insult, because Krishna, he made a promise to Shishupal's mother that he will kill him only after he's been insulted 100 times. Then he will kill him. So when on the Rajasuya sacrifice, the sacrifice of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and that time, because Rajasuya is a sacrifice, it's a Vedic sacrifice, it's a very important sacrifice. Even with that sacrifice, so many great personalities of the universe came there. So many great personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, so many demigods like sun god, moon god, Indra, so many. And all the great sages, they come from different planets. I mean, from high planets. Anyone like, Vasishta, Angiras, Vishwamitra, Parasuram. So they all came in this sacrifice. They all came there. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj has to perform this Rajasuya sacrifice. And the rule of the sacrifice is that the first person who to be worshipped, the most important person, must be the first person to be worshipped. So that's the rule. So the proposition was made that who should be the first to be worshipped in this sacrificial assembly. So that time Sahadev, he said that the person who is more important than Lord Sri Krishna, he is going to be worshipped first. So he made this proposal and everyone accepted the proposal. Everyone said, oh, sadhu, 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 this is the right proposal. But Shishupal, he became angry. And then he started abusing. First, he abused Shishupal first, that, oh, you have no intelligence. How can you make such a suggestion that Krishna should be worshipped? Who is Krishna? You don't even know what family it belongs to. Sometimes it's in Vrindavan, sometimes it's in Mathura, and now he's hiding himself in Dwarka. So, and then Shishupal started blaspheming Krishna. So he started blaspheming Krishna, and all the assembly, everyone in the assembly, everyone became very angry. They wanted to leave. All the sages, they started walking out. All the sages, everyone. And then the Arjun, Bhima, they took out the weapon, they wanted to kill Shishupal. But Krishna said, just leave him alone. Leave him, because I made a promise. Because the promise was that Shishupal has to insult him, Krishna, 100 times. For 100 times, he has to insult Krishna. Then Krishna will kill him. So, and then Shishupal, he was so enthusiastic in blaspheming Krishna, calling all kind of names, all kind of. So when the 100 times come, after call Krishna in 100 ill names, and then Krishna kill him. Krishna sent his weapon, Sudarshan Chakra. And then, so after being killed, and then everyone could see, they saw that his soul, the Atma, came out of his body and went to the feet of Lord Krishna. He went to merge with the body of Lord Krishna. So he went to the merge with the body, which means he merged with the bodily rays of the Lord. Normally, devotees do not get that, because their desire is not to merge with the bodily rays of the Lord. That is not their desire. As a matter of fact, one of the Acharya, Bhimanga Thakur, he said the whole concept of wanting to merge into the bodily effulgence of the Lord is actually worse than hell. It's said to be is worse than hell. Why would someone desire that? But of course, that merging is one is about matter, one is no longer in the material world, but there's no individuality there, because the devotees, they want to render service to the Lord. But the whole idea of merging into the Lord's personal effulgence, the whole idea, there's no question of individuality, because one just stay there. But as mentioned, say Aruna Krishna Parampadanyatantiyada. That mentioned that even though one may go there, that merging, but because the soul is always individual in nature, and the soul must have to perform some activity, some activity has to be there in the jiva. So therefore, even though one may attain this liberation, but eventually one would desire, and eventually one have to come down again. So even though one may be there for a long period of time, but eventually one has to come down because one cannot stay there forever in that impersonal liberation. So which means it's not a permanent thing. But this is what the demoniac, those who are demons, this is what they attain. They got they achieve this liberation. Whereas the devotees, they don't. Devotees attain the lost abode. So in this verse is mentioning, so Uddhava is recounting, is making all his remembrances. Because Uddhava, as he was talking to Vidura, he had the vision, he had the vision of the lost pastimes. He could see everything, remembrance, is remembering the lost Leela. And as he was remembering, he's seen it, actually. So normally the devotees, those very, very advanced devotees, they remember the Lord, they do bhajan, which is called smarana. It's called smarana lila, whereby they envision the lost pastimes practically 24 hours. There's a process of bhajan, of the remembrance. This process is called Astakaliya Lila Smarana. Astakaliya Smarana. What does this mean? It means whereby the lost pastimes, especially its activities in Vrindavan, they are divided into 8. So which means from the early morning till the late at night, there are 8 daily activities which the Lord perform. The 8 daily leelas. It's called Asaka Leela Smarana. So devotees, specific time of the day, they will have a certain remembrance of this Lord pastimes, specific part of the day. For example, let's call it Nishanta Leela. Nishanta Leela means the end of night. The end of night pastimes, Nishanta Leela. This is very intimate. This Leela, end of night pastime, this is when the night has ended, and now Lord Krishna has been awakened. He's been awakened. And then whereby he also, in the house of Nanda Maharaj Yashoda Maya, he has to wake up and go to the cow shed. Many things, so many. It's actually kind of much deeper aspect of Krishna consciousness. But there are 8 pastimes by which devotees go. Vishnu Lila, Punaha Lila, different like that. It goes, Madhya Lila, it goes like that. After the pastime of the afternoon, the pastime of the late afternoon, early evening, late evening, then night time. So they are devoted, the advanced devotee, they have their meditation this way. So which means their meditation, the Lord goes on like this all day long. And that's why sometimes when you see advanced devotee, let's say if you're in a place like Vrindavan, and you're in an area like Govardhan, Dharakund, sometimes some of these great devotees, you may see them just by themselves. They may be having certain expression by themselves. You may see them smiling, or you may see them laughing, just by themselves. Now, if you think that maybe this person is mad, it's crazy because he's only a mad person, our experience is that it's only a mad person who will normally who will laugh by himself or smile by himself, say, "Oh, this person has gone mad." That's our experience in this, our experience. But these great devotees, they see the Lord's Lila all the time, non-stop. For example, if they see Lord Krishna in their eternal meditation, and they see Lord Krishna having an argument with the cowherd boys, because sometimes Krishna and the cowherd boys, they be playing, let's say they are playing balls together. They be playing chess or playing balls together, and then the argument will arise between them. So that, oh, I'm the winner, or you're the winner. Yeah. So Krishna be arguing with the cowherd boyfriend. They are among them say that I'm the winner. Oh no, yeah. So when a devotee in his meditation is seeing these pastimes, so he'll be laughing. Because it's like the Lord, it's like an argument between the Lord and the devotees. He's loving devotees. Like one time, there was some money. He had an ashram in Vrindavan. And there was money. So Krishna and his friend, they were playing balls. They were playing ball, throwing ball at each other, playing. So there was some money was there, and he was observing. He just sat down and looked, observing. And then there's an argument arising between Krishna and one of the choir boys. So when the argument arose, so they went to the sage, to the Vasamani, that they asked him to because there's argument between the two, so they asked him that to tell them who's truthful. They asked him. So the sage, he was perplexed. He could not tell, he couldn't, he was just, he cannot tell who is right or wrong. So Krishna, they went, and Krishna and his friend, they went to the sage, and they just went to him, and then he just simply, pull his beard, say, "Oh, look at this sage, he's drunk, he doesn't know, he doesn't know anything." So they just pull his beard like this, So, God, this is an affair that is totally beyond ordinary conception, totally beyond it. Because the last pastime is called Madhurya Lila, Madhurya pastime, sweet pastime. But it's this pastime, but the great devotees that we meditate on this pastime throughout the whole course of the days. And it's doing this, and then they derive great transcendental happiness. They derive great transcendental pleasure as they make this meditation. So Uddhava, he was, he's a great devotee, Param Bhakta, supreme devotee, Param Bhakta. So he was, having this meditation. So he was speaking to Vidura, recounting all these various leelas. And Uddhava, just to narrate some of his pastime, because Lord Krishna, he wanted Uddhava to have experience of his pastimes of Vrindavan, which is the topmost lila, because the topmost relationship with the Lord is what is there between, that is what is there with the devotees of Vrindavan, the Brajavasi. They are the ones that really have love for Krishna. When we talk of real love of God, is the inhabitants of Vrindavan, who are the eternal devotees. They are the ones that have a real love of, nobody else have that love, which means the residents of Mathura, the residents of Dwarka, anywhere else don't have such love. So the Lord, he wanted the Uddhava to experience this love of the Brajavasis. So with the pretext of sending Uddhava to Vrindavan to go and give Brajavasi a message, because when Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, he told the Brajavasi that I will be back. because it was supposed to, because Akura, he had come to Vrindavan, taking Krishna and Balaram for a wrestling match in Mathura. So, because the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they could not tolerate a moment of separation from Krishna. They can't tolerate it. But here Akura had come to Vrindavan, telling Bijibasi that he has to take Krishna to Mathura for a wrestling match, which was organized by Kamsa. So Krishna told Bijibasi that don't worry, I will be back. And then Krishna and Balaram, so they went to Mathura. But after the wrestling match, Krishna did not come back. After the wrestling match, after the killing of Kamsa, then Krishna went to Krishna and Balaram. Then they went to Gurukul at Sandipani Muni Ashram. And after Gurukul, then many other pastimes, and eventually Krishna went to Dwarka eventually. So in the meanwhile, because Krishna left Vrindavan, so the Bijibasi, they were simply lamenting day in, day out, simply lamenting for Krishna. Calling out to Krishna all the time, Krishna, where are you? Krishna, Krishna. And the fact that normally, because Krishna is their life, the reason why normally they will give up their life if Krishna is not there. But the reason why they did not give up their life is because Krishna told them that I am coming back. I am coming back. So because of that promise of Krishna, so that's the reason why they were maintaining their life. Otherwise, Vrindavan, they just stop all the activities. No activities, not even activity of eating or drinking. Everybody become like a bone. So, because these are the people that have real love for him, so Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavan on the pretext of delivering a message of love to the Bijabasis. So Uddhava came to Vrindavan. Initially, he wanted to preach to Bijibasi that, oh, Krishna is God, he's the therefore living entity. It's not just, you want to, and telling them that you don't have to cry for Krishna. You don't have to face so much separation from Krishna. So he was trying to give them big knowledge because Uddhava, he was a disciple of Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the guru of the demigods. And he's the disciple of, he's the guru of Uddhava. So which means very great jnani, very great knowledgeable person, Uddhava. So Uddhava wanted to come to Vrindavan and give big knowledge to Bijabasi. How Krishna is God, how is is the Paramatma and all that. So when he came to Vrindavan and he started preaching to the Bijabasi, especially he was talking to Nanda Maharaj, telling Nanda Maharaj that Krishna is God and this and that, this and that. And as Uddhava was talking, so Nanda Maharaj told him that Uddhava, just keep quiet, you don't know what you're talking about. You are saying that Krishna is God. I said, no, Krishna is not God. Krishna is my son. Krishna is my son. And then Nanda Maharaj telling Uddhava how Krishna is my son. Sometimes Krishna will carry my shoes and all these things. And sometimes Krishna will be afraid of some boogeyman, and Krishna will come and sit on my lap. So what kind of God is that? You'll be afraid of something, you come and sit on my lap. And of course, Krishna will just finish killing some demons and all that. So, and then, so Nanda Maharaj will be talking about Krishna, talking about Krishna Lila, Krishna activities, and they'll be crying. So much tears will be coming from his eyes as he be talking about Krishna. And then he will tell Uddhava, said, oh, my Uddhava, if you are saying that Krishna is God, and Krishna was with me in my house, now, and he has left my house, he's somewhere else. If he's God, and God has left your house, shouldn't you be crying for him? Shouldn't you be crying for God? If God is true and then you find out and God is not more there, shouldn't what else in this world is worth crying for, if not God? Is there any entity, anything that is so precious in this world, if it's not God, that is worth crying for, if you don't have the association? So in this way, so whoever find himself defeated, there's a place because again, good means a place where knowledge is defeated. Because when there's love of God, the so-called knowledge become insignificant where there's love of God. And then he was observing the activity of all the Pujabasi, the gopis. So at the end, Uddhava was praying that, oh, I wish to become a grass in Vrindavan. I wish to become a grass in Vrindavan so that when the Pujabasi, when they step on me, my life will be successful. So Uddhava was making, this prayer that, oh, I want to become a grass in Vrindavan. So after Uddhava, after Lord Krishna departed, because Uddhava is very, very dear to Krishna, is very, very dear to him. When you read book like a BHAGAVATAM, you can find so many close relations which Uddhava has with Lord Krishna. So normally, initially, when the Lord was leaving the planet, when he sat under a tree, and that time Uddhava went to the Lord and prayed the Lord that, please, my dear Lord, take me with you. Because the Lord, he had just dispatched all the members of Dwaka. He has just dispatched all of them to the spiritual world. So Uddhava find himself to be the only one left. So he was begging the Lord that, my dear Lord, as you are living, take me with you. But the Lord said, no, I have things for you to do. I want to give you a message which you have to take to the resident of the Himalayas, the Badarika ashram. So therefore, then the Lord spoke Uddhava Gita, which is called Uddhava Gita, which the Lord spoke to Uddhava. And this message is what Uddhava is supposed to take to the Badarika ashram. So, of course, on his way to Badarika ashram, this is where he met Vidura on his way. And he's met Vidura. So Vidura, knowing the personality of Uddhava, such a great devotee of such a very dear devotee of the Lord. So, and then Vidura started asking Uddhava that, please tell me something about Krishna. You have just been with Lord Krishna. You know everything about Krishna. Tell me about Krishna. So this is, and then there's remembrance, just like as we have read in the previous chapter, how, and also I think the beginning of this chapter also, how when Vidura first asked Uddhava to tell him about Krishna, and then Uddhava just went into he basically just by thinking of Krishna, he fainted. He went unconscious, and then he was exhibiting all kinds of transcendental ecstatic symptoms in his body. He was exhibiting, and such as by thinking of Krishna, all the bodily changes, like the body is standing on hand, so many different symptoms of the body that was coming. And then when he was, then after he calmed himself, and then he started talking, then he was, then randomly, he was talking about different affairs of the Lord, different random, so which means he was talking about Krishna Lila, but nothing is in sequence. He was just talking based on whatever comes to his mind, what he can see, according to a particular vision which he's seeing. So in the text we are reading today, we saw, first of all, he had talked about Sishupa. How Sishupa was killed by the Lord, but Sishupa got impersonal liberation, because he got impersonal liberation after he was killed. And actually, just 3 days ago, I was in Mumbai. Actually, I gave a class on the on Sishupa. You know how Sishupa was because the Bhagavatam class that which is in 10th canto, chapter 74. So the killing of Sishupa is described here. And of course, we know that Sishupa was not, he was a demon, but at the same time, he was actually originally a devotee, Jan Vijay. So Jan Vijay became Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakan, and then Shishupal and Dantabakra. 3 life as demons. So the last 3 life, and then they got liberation in this case. Now it's so mentioned here that Arjun, on the battle of Kurukshetra, he killed so many soldiers on the battle. Many soldiers. Because the main purpose of the battlefield, the battle of Kurukshetra, was to diminish the body of the world. Because the Lord said, it's a Paritnaya Sadhuna Vinasa Chitya Duskrita, because there are so many undesirable elements which completely became so many in abundance in the world. So they become source of trouble for the earth. So many undesirable elements, the miscreants. So in order to diminish this burden of the earth, so the Lord had all these miscreants, those who are always causing trouble to the devotees, those who are always causing trouble to the sadhus. So the Lord had them gathered in one place, and which is this battle of Kurukshetra. And then, so there's a war which took place between the 2 opposing parties. But the war was meant to diminish the body, so that all these undesirable elements can be exterminated, can be removed from the surface of the earth. So, of course, in the beginning, when all the members of when all the warriors, when they all assembled, and Arjuna, when he told Krishna that I want to see all those who have assembled on this battlefield, I want to see them. I want to survey the armies. Because Lord Krishna was a Parthasarathi. He was a charioteer of Arjuna. So Lord Krishna was driving the chariots, and Arjuna was surveying all the soldiers, the warriors he was surveying. But as he was saying, all you could see was simply his family members. That's all you could see. It's simply his family members, the cousins, the nephews, so many uncles like that, gurus, grandfather Bhishma, friends. So I could see so many and all the family extensions. And Arjuna became this. Then Arjuna told Krishna that I'm not going to do this fighting. I'm not going to fight, because the people I'm going to fight, they're just family member or friends, or cater. I'm not going to fight. So he declined to fight. And Arjuna was speaking so many big philosophy. Why should not fight? And especially if you kill all these warriors, what's going to happen? All these men, they will die, and then their widows, they become, in society, they become unprotected in the society. And when the women are not protected, so what happens? They become like prostitute if the woman is not protected. Like that, unprotected women. And then they produce unwanted children in the society. So anyway, Arjuna was giving a lot of ethical reasons why this Fighting should not take place. Hmm? And then Krishna telling Arjuna, so that verse in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that why speaking learned word, you are speaking learned word, but you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are learned, those who really learned, they don't lament for those who are dead or alive. And then the whole philosophy of the Gita begins like that. So basically, the Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita so that Arjuna can fight. But that fighting is not for Arjuna. The fighting is for the Lord. So Arjuna was acting as an instrument for the Lord. Because the Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna that, look, all these men on this battlefield, they already dead. They already dead. Just by my looking at, they already dead. But you, just my instrument, because I want to get the glory. So you're just my instrument. But they're already dead, after all this, all this battlefield. So this text mentioned that so Arjuna, he became very after hearing Bhagavad Gita, so he became very, very convinced, and I said, okay, my dear Lord, I'm ready to do as instructed. And then Arjuna started, then the war started. And this battle of Kurukshetra lasted for 18 days. And these 18 days, millions and millions and billions of soldiers were killed in these 18 days. Now, there's something very unique. Something very unique that happened on the battlefield. Because when Krishna was on the battlefield, driving Arjuna's chariot, everyone saw him. All the soldiers on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they all saw Krishna. They all saw him. And Krishna, the most unique person, Netra Pibanto Nayana Biramam. Like with their eyes, Netra means with their eyes, they're able to drink the beautiful form of Krishna. Because Krishna is the most beautiful, the body is most beautiful. We can even the Vedas, they've been trying to describe the bodily beauty of the Lord in myriads of ways. Still, they could not finish. Trying to describe the Lord's bodily beauty of Krishna. They've been trying. That's why we say Krishna means all attractive. So all this, so they said, Netra Pibanto Nayana. So with their eyes, they're able to drink that. Pibanto means to drink. They're able to drink that. To drink, not just sing, but actually drinking the Lord's beauty. So which means they were captivated by the Lord's beauty. So Nayana Bira means very pleasing to the heart, very pleasing to the mind, just by seeing. Very pleasing to the eyes. So the soldiers, as they had been shot by the arrows of Arjuna, first, because Arjuna, being a pure devotee of Krishna, when he sent his arrow to all these soldiers, so these soldiers, they are getting benefit, they're getting purification, because they are being shot by the arrows of Arjuna. Arjuna, being a pure devotee of Krishna. So they are purified by the arrows of Arjuna. And because they are dying on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they are dying while seeing Krishna, because they're able to see Krishna, and And because they've drunk this beauty of the laws, they've drunk the beauty of the Lord through their eyes. Then, just as they are leaving their body, they immediately go into the spiritual world by unto them. They immediately go into the spiritual planets. Because they say, anyone who dies while seeing the Lord will automatically be liberated from the material world. Automatically. So everyone, they all got transferred to the Vaikuntha planet because the Lord was there. That's you can see the Lord's special mercy. There was a description of Lawrence of Laura Machandra's pastimes. A description of Laura Machandra's pastimes. And in that description, when the fighting was going on in Lanka, because that time, Laura Machandra, he had gone to Lanka with the army of monkeys because Ravana had kidnapped his wife, Sita Devi. So Ravan had kidnapped his wife, Sita Devi. So there was a big fight, big war. So the army of monkeys, which the Lord had with him. So this monkey, they were killing so many demons who were the associates of Ravan. And all these demons, so the monkeys, they would kill them, and then with their leg, they would throw them, and then they would throw them towards Lord Ram, for Lord Ram to see. And as this monkey, as these demons who are just being killed by the monkey, and as they landed in front of Lord Ram, and they are leaving their body, they get transferred to the spiritual world. They get liberation because they die right in front of the Lord. So they got liberation. So when Lord Shiva was describing this event, talking to his wife, he was saying that, oh, such a benevolent Lord. It's only a wretched person who's foolish will refuse to worship such a Lord who is very benevolent. That even without doing anything to him, without worshiping, without any particular reciprocation, still he will give that ultimate benefit to transfer one to the spiritual world just by being in front of him. Who else can one worship? In the later part of this, in the later part of this description of this remembrance of whatever, after I finished describing various lila of the Lord, I then wanted the one specific thing that whatever said, he said, "Kamva dalu sadhan papade." Say, who else can I take shelter of? Who else? And then it's described the Lord's special, how the Lord is so magnificent. How the Lord was describing the situation of Putana. Putana was a demon who had gone to Vrindavan to kill baby Krishna. That time Krishna was just like 3 days old. So Putana, he had gone to Vrindavan to kill the baby Krishna. And then she put on her breast, she put poison on her breast. She put enough poison to kill 100 strong men, so that she wanted to make sure that this baby died, because Putana was sent by Kamsa to go and kill Krishna, because after all, because Kamsa, he had a prediction that this baby will kill him. So therefore, that's why he was sending so many demons to kill Krishna in Vrindavan. But so Putana, when he went to the room of Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, And then he saw this baby, she saw this baby Krishna. First of all, initially she actually gained attraction to this baby, to this baby Krishna, even though our intention was to kill Krishna. But first of all, there was an attraction. First of all, there was attraction because he saw this said, oh, how such a beautiful baby. But nonetheless, she has a mission to accomplish, which means to kill the baby. So she took the baby Krishna, and then she put on a lap, started feeding him her breast milk. But immediately Krishna know who she is. So Krishna took the milk, the Krishna killed her, because Krishna sucked out her life. Along with the milk, Krishna drank the milk of her breast, but also sucked out her life also. And then she died. But what happened? Instead of Krishna just giving her impersonal liberation, Krishna actually make her as one of his nurse in the spiritual world. She became one of Lord Krishna's wet nurse in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan. So therefore, whoever was present, who else can I take shelter of? Who gives such a high position to Putana, a Putana who have gone to cause him harm? Still, the Lord overlooked that. He did not take that into consideration. He simply, give her the topmost benediction to make her his own nurse in the spiritual world. So therefore, Buddha was saying, who else can I take shelter of? Who else can I take shelter of? Kanvada Lusana Prapade. So all these soldiers, all of them, who were killed on the battlefield, because all of them, they all have appreciation of Lord Krishna's beauty. So because of this appreciation of Lord Krishna's beauty, even though they were not really devotee, but they have this appreciation of the Lord's beauty. So because of that appreciation, so there was an awakening of divine love within them. An awakening came. An awakening of love, of divine love came within them. And then so as they were dying, and then they were transferred to they went to the spiritual world. They went to Vaikuntha Loka as they were dying. Now, and of course, we can try to analyze that what sort of devotee, what sort of person will just go to the spiritual world? Is there any other way we consider that, okay, why am I just doing sadhana bhakti? Like many of us, all of us, we are doing some kind of bhakti, sadhana bhakti, so that we can we can go to the, as I say, going to the spiritual world, we can do that. So, but I can, whereas we've seen many persons who don't even do no sadhana, no nothing, just by the virtue of being at the right seat, right place, right environment, they attain the ultimate goal of life. They attain the ultimate without performing any kind of bhakti. Whereas, let's say as Nama Bhakta, many things we have to give up. We have to give up all object of sense gratification. So many days, you can't do this, you can't do that. So we have so many rules. The whole of Haribhakti Vila is a scripture which contains so many rules that as devotees have to follow. Just like one time in the beginning of ISKCON society, so Prabhupada was telling the devotees, even though he only gives just some basic rule, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication, just basic rule. And then Prabhupada was saying that, well, if I am to tell you all the rules, you will faint. He said, you will faint when I tell you all the rules. Big rules is there. We have scriptures upon scriptures all there. How you can do this, you can do that, so many things. And then we have many persons just by being at the right place, they got the same thing by which aspiring bhaktas are hoping for. So what is this? So what is this? So that's why sometimes we find like something like another money we say, pray that, oh, I wish I could be like one of these demons. Just by being cleared by Krishna, I got liberation. Okay, otherwise, so this is the point by which Sanatana Goswami addressed in the BHAGAVATAM. He addressed these points whereby in the second canto of the BHAGAVATAM, when Uttara was asking Parikshit Maharaj, of how so many persons they went to the spiritual world without the performance of any sadhana or anything like that. So how is this? So she was expressing to Parikshit Maharaj that how can this be? It's not just accept that for those who have never performed any kind of bhakti, any kind of sadhana, all of a sudden they attain the same goal by which those who have been performing sadhana bhakti were for the rules and giving out the whole thing their whole life are attaining. So how can this be? So this point this question was being put forward through the pen of Santa Goswami. And then so Santa Goswami, so he narrated this wonderful story of Gopal Kumar. The life of Gopal Kumar was there, which was narrated in the second canto of the BHAGAVATAM. Actually, I'm about to start a seminar, a Zoom seminar on the BHAGAVATAM on this second canto. It's going to take a long time, so maybe some of you can try to get on that. That's on that. I'm going to put an announcement on this forum when it's going to start, but it's going to show us different levels of bhakti, what really bhakti is, what bhakti actually means, and the nature of those who have developed love for God. What does it mean? So actually, the conclusion is that it's not that those devotees who have consciously developed love of God, Krishna Prem, it's not that their goal, what they are, is not the same as those who simply happen to be at the right place, who are just sent to the spiritual. It's not. It's not the same thing. Like Prabhupada was mentioning this in the purport here, whereby it's mentioning of how there are those who attain Goloka Vrindavan, and there are those who attain Vaikuntha planets. So it's not the same thing. Goloka and Vaikuntha is not different. They're not the same. Even though they're both spiritual, but at the same time, there's also difference. In Vaikuntha planet, the Lord is served as the supreme majesty. Is a majestic in the Vaikuntha. The Lord is served as in opulence, supreme opulence. And he's the supreme master, he's supreme God in Vaikuntha. Whereas in the Goloka Vrindavan is the topmost level of spiritual world, Goloka. In that, there is what we call relationship with the Lord on equal terms, whereby the rule there, what governs there is not opulence. What governs there is the sweetness. Is the madhurya, the sweet relationship that is there, whereby there's a feeling of friendship is there, the parental relationship is there, the loving relationship is there, like in terms of lovers and beloved, which is there in the Golokdhan. So that big the difference was clearly established in the BHAGAVATAM. The difference is clearly established that no, it's not the same attainment that those who happen to be by circumstance they attain the spiritual world, and those who actually consciously develop love for God. So it's not the attainment is actually different. It's not the same attainment. So this is all the proven in the writings of the Acharya. So so it's very, very interesting point whereby it's been established here that yes, Arjun, being a great devotee, those whom he killed with his arrows, so they get benefit because being a great devotee. What's that? So they got benefits because they had been shot by the arrow, and then before that they saw the Lord before they died, so they attend the spiritual world. Now, the demons that the Lord killed, like Shishupal, they could not go to the spiritual world, but they got the personal liberation. Why? Because they don't have because they always see the Lord as the enemy. So they see him as the enemy. So after they've been killed by him, they got this impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Anyway, so that's the thing. It's very, very sweet topic that is there. So I'm just basically giving a gist, just giving a gist on this. Just talking summarily, that's all. So thank you very much for listening. You can stop here. So if there's any question, you can please go ahead. Hare Krishna. I think somebody left something on the...
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you so much, His Grace Prabhu. Yes, there is a first question in the chat room from Vishwan Bhara Prabhu. Is asking, Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm very curious to know that among all the demons Lord Krishna killed, whether all of them went to Sri Vaikuntha Lok, or was there any exception?
Yeah, this already explained in the class that all the demons killed by Krishna, they got in personal liberation. They don't go to Vaikuntha. They got liberation that they merge into the bright, into the effulgence, the bodily effulgence that is coming from the body of the Lord in personal light. So they don't get the liberation of going to the Vaikuntha. You have to be Bhakta or the grace of the Bhakta to go to the Vaikuntha.
Probably, I don't know if I'm right on this, but in the same Brihad Bhagavad is it not also questioned by Gopa Kumar that he does not understand how a demoness like Putana would attain the same abode as the mother of Krishna, Yashoda, that is very perplexed and he wants this to be explained. Is it not mentioned that Putana attained the same abode as Mother Yashoda?
So the situation of Putana is different because Putana he had a previous situation before she became Putana. And Putana was previously sister of Bali Maharaj. So Putana was previously sister of Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj, who had chased out all the demigods out of their kingdom, he had taken over the heavenly planets. He has basically taken over the whole universe, Bali. So he was there. He kicked out Indra out of his palace and all that, so he was living. So the demigods, they prayed to Lord Vishnu to come and help them as usual. So Anil Vishnu, he came as he incarnated as dwarf Brahman Dev, as a dwarf Brahman. But very, very attractive Brahmana boy. As a Brahmana boy, so he went to the palace of Bali to beg for, as a beggar, to beg for 3 steps of land. So when Vaman, when he went to the palace of Indra, he was such an attractive, beautiful boy, a very attractive Brahman boy. So when Bali saw him, Bali was very, very, attracted to him. So he just liked this Brahman boy so much. So Bali's sister, so when Bali's sister saw, when he saw this Brahman boy, she was, she developed so much attraction, so much parental attraction towards him. That, oh, I wish this boy could be my son. I wish this boy could be my son. So she had that such just have such feeling towards the immense attraction. But, and then Vama actually came and cheated the Bali marriage. You know, he cheated him. He begged 3 steps of land, but when Bali said, okay, go ahead and take 3 steps of land, and then he expanded his leg. He covered the whole universe with his 2 legs. Because Vishnu himself. So he covered the whole universe with 2 legs, and then the 3rd leg, he pushed Bali down to the lower planets. So, and then she became angry. Bali sister became angry. Oh, look at what this boy has done. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. You know. So because, okay, I'm going to, therefore, she desired to have him as a child. She wanted so much. But after seeing that he just cheated her brother, said, okay, I'm going to kill him. So she had that mentality of killing Vaman. So, and that, so therefore, when Bali came as Krishna, because the incarnation, then when the Lord came, so that same sister of Bali is the one that was Putana. So therefore, she came to kill Krishna, but at the same time, seeing Krishna baby, she had the motherly feeling came out. That motherly feelings came out of her, So that's where she went. So Krishna knows that. So when she put Krishna on her lap, and then, but the demons, but of course she can't kill Krishna, of course, we know that. So Krishna knows that, so Krishna fulfill all her desire. He had desire to kill Krishna, but she cannot kill Krishna. Even though she made an attempt, but she could not, Krishna kill her. But at the same time, because she had that desire to have the Lord as a mother, to have that, because she had that motherly feeling towards the Lord. So therefore, that desire was fulfilled in his that incarnation when the Lord came as Krishna. So Putan became one of the nurses in the spiritual world. In the Bible, she became one of the nurses. So is the fulfillment of desire. So somehow we have to develop some kind of desire towards the Lord. So that's the episode of Putana. That's that episode. But apart from Putana, so all the other demons, they all got, they all got impersonal liberation, all the other demons.
Thank you so much for the explanation. Dr. Hassan, please, you may unmute.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please can we accept my humble respect of essences. All glory to Guru Dev, all glory to Sri Prabhupada, and all glory to you, and all glory to the assembled devotees. Thank you for the wonderful class. Maharaj, my question is, during the lecture, you were saying that all the people who were shot by Arjun's arrow, they get liberated. And all the people who were evil at that time, they get liberated because they are seeing Krishna. So, my question is, so if during that time, if they were doing evil things and they still get liberated by the shot of Arjun, what was their punishment for doing evil things?
I mean,
because it's like, for my little understanding, it's more like they were doing evil things, but they still get benefit. They still get benefit and liberated by Krishna. So, what was their punishment for doing evil things? If it come to
it's not that
karma,
it's not that they were doing evil things. They were Kshatriyas. They were Kshatriyas, but they were unscrupulous Kshatriyas. So they were Kshatriyas. But they were not necessarily, but they were Kshatriyas. Not that they were doing evil things. But the point that is so many of those Kshatriyas they become a burden on the earth. They become burden on the earth. So therefore, they had to be removed. And the whole that comes towards the Arjun, the last use Arjun, and then because Arjun being a pure devotee, so by their being shot by Arjun, so they get purified, and after that purification, then they got transferred to the spiritual world. By virtue of their sin the Lord, they got transferred to Vaikuntha planets. So, but all this is possible by the mercy of a pure devotee of Krishna. Even though a person may be very, very sinful, if the person come across a pure devotee of Krishna, so all that sinful activity is wiped away, is wiped off. So that's the nature of the pure devotees of Krishna. They wipe away the sins of a person, the sinful habit of a person. They wipe it away. The pure devotees. So therefore, our philosophy is that we attain devotional platform, love of God, attainment through the mercy of the pure devotee of Krishna. Therefore, so the instruction is always that we should always seek the association of the Lord's great devotees. We should always seek the association.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Well, I have a question about Shishupal. I would say it's like two questions in one. I understand Jai Vijay, they were cursed by the four Kumaras, and they were given two options, either to take birth as demons, which would be 3 times, or as Vaishnavas, that would be 7 times. And they chose the short ones because they wanted to go back. Now, if that is the case, why didn't they go back to Vaikuntha, but they went into the Brahman effulgence after their 3rd birth? And is it also true that they are the same souls that came as Jagai and Madai in the Lord Chaitanya's pastime?
Well, in the Lord Chaitanya's pastime, Jagai and Madai was said to be, Jagai and Madai was said to be the same person. That was to be this Jai Vijay. So Jagai and Madai was said to be them, whereby they took part in Chaitanya Prabhu's pastime. The other question, initial question, to why didn't they just go to Vaikuntha after that 3 births? So anyway, first of all, I mentioned they got this liberation. They merged into the body, but after that, after the merge, obviously they will attain their eternal position as being the Lord's servants. after that, after the birth of Shishupal and then Tabakra. So they will attain that, even though, yes, they do get a personal liberation, has been explained, because everybody saw the soul going to the lost body when they come. But after that, then they ultimately will go back to the spiritual world, because they are the lost devotee. They are not just ordinary conditioned souls, they are lost devotees. And the devotee of the Lord never falls. So Jai Vijay, after being three births as demons, so ultimately they will go back to the spiritual. Because that demoniac form was the Lord's own desire, because the Lord desired it. He wanted to have that demoniac form. And then they had those forms, and then after that, so they went back to the spiritual, they finished their they finished their journey in the material world after that birth. So that's the way to understand it.
Well, thank you so much. Dear devotees, it's time is fast spent, but if anyone may have question, comment before Prabhuji leaves for the night, it's time.
Yes, after 10 here.
Yeah, it's after 10 o'clock, like 6 after 10. Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful. I don't know if His Grace SRIMAD Bara is still here. I don't think so. All right. So we're going to humbly request all the devotees to kindly unmute.
The ladies don't ask questions.
Yeah. Does anyone have something to share before we call it a day? Actually, I had one question, but I don't know if Prabhuji will be willing to take it. That is, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada was talking about those who saw Krishna's face from the front.
Yeah.
They attained liberation. And there is a similar picture described in the Bible also, where God said to Jacob that Jacob, at this point, you are not pure enough to see my face, so I'll give you my back. I'll cover my face so you'll not see my face. You see my back. But my question is, Krishna is all pure. So whether you see him in his front or you see him in his back, is pure. So how come those who saw him from the front, they were liberated? Those who saw him from the back, they were not liberated.
Everybody saw him in the front, because the Lord was in front of everyone, was going around. Everybody saw him.
Okay.
The Lord was in the middle. Every single soldiers on the battlefield, they all saw Krishna. Every single one. You know, and of course, what's reading the Bible is just like the beginning of those who are studying realization, just beginning. God is not known in the Bible. He's either seen as a body bush or as a faceless personality. He don't see that. It's only Bhagavatam you can see the face of God. You can only see that in the Bhagavatam. You don't see that in the other scriptures. There's a step towards, but you don't see that in those scriptures. So therefore, they cannot describe to you how the God looks, his bodily characteristics, those other scriptures. You don't find it there. So therefore, Bhagavat is different. And that's why we all become attracted to, oh, God is a person and it's very, very beautiful. We can see him. You can have a relationship with him. That's why we like it.
Well,
That's what. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. All glory
Hare
to
Krishna.
all the assembled devotees. Thank you for your class, Prabhuji. Yeah, my question goes back to the question of those who died in the presence of Krishna. So if those who died in the presence of Krishna went back home, back to the Vaikuntha planet, then these demons, all of them, Susupa, Dantavakra, what do we call it? Nishringadev, Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyaksha, they all died. They all died in the presence of Krishna. So they saw Krishna while they were dying. So how come they have to attain what do we call it? The Brahmajyoti and not go straight to the Vaikuntha, like those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra?
No. This person is Hiranyakashipu, Ravan Kumpa, they are the same person, but they had to come 3 times as demon to fight with the Lord. So which means they are supposed to come 3 times. So after the killing by Nishingadev, they did not go, there was no liberation. Also after the killing by Loram, there was no liberation. They stay within the material world because they have the purpose to serve. They are supposed to come 3 lifetimes. So therefore, first lifetime, the Lord killed them, but they stayed in the material world. Second lifetime, they were killed by the Lord, but they did not go. And then the third lifetime, then they were killed, and then they finished the business of fighting with the Lord, and then they go back to their eternal position. So that's the story about Javija, who ultimately became a Shishupal and the Dantavakra ultimately. So and also mention that those incarnations, like the previous incarnation, when they kill the demons don't necessarily get liberation, but only Lord Krishna, when he comes, then he is the one that specifically grant liberation to the demons or whoever he killed. Otherwise, the previous incarnation they don't, not necessarily. Loram was given sometimes, but not only by only Lord Krishna, because this is explained this way in the scriptures, that the other incarnations, when they kill, they don't necessarily got a liberation. They don't necessarily got it. There's those demons. They award bhakti, but not liberation. But Krishna is above all other incarnations. So anybody comes before him, in contact with him, they all got benefit one way or the other. One way or the other, they get benefits.
I understand where you are, the explanation you are giving, but I think my question is, you were mentioning how specifically because all these people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra got liberation to the Vaikuntha planet because they died in the presence of Krishna.
Yeah.
They saw Krishna while they...
First, they were killed by Arjun's arrows, and then they got, and then by Krishna being there, so they got liberation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. So that, so that then I want the clarification. Is it because they saw Krishna that sent them to the Vaikuntha locus, or because Arjuna's arrows pierced them? That's why they went to the Vaikuntha locus.
No, because they saw Krishna.
Okay. So then we come back to my question, that like those who were killed by Krishna, like let's say you say Krishna himself, so we can limit it only to the last incarnation of Susupa and Dantavakra. So both Susupa and Dantavakra were killed directly by Krishna.
Yeah.
So how come they merged into the Brahmajyoti and not went straight to the Vaikuntha?
Yeah, I think what's his name? Sadi Prabhu already asked me that question. The Markov is that they got impersonal liberation, didn't get no, they did get ultimate liberation. But first they went through they could see their soul entering the sages, they could see their soul entering the body of Krishna at during the battle, during the Rajasuya sacrifice. They could see their soul entering the body of Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion was that they merged into the body of the Lord. But however, because that is their last birth, now you have to understand that because they are supposed to come back again in the Chaitanya Prabhu's Leela. So they came back as Jaga and Madai. So therefore, they stayed within the body of the Lord, and then they came as Jaga and Madai. Not because they got that, because they are the lost ultimately they are the lost devotee ultimately. So after their life as Jima is finished, so now it all depends on where the Lord wants to keep them, either in his body and in his bodily light, or in their original position. Again, that's up to the Lord. The things that ultimately they got liberation ultimately. Ultimately they were liberated because they fulfill the purpose of coming to the material world. They fulfill that purpose. So that's just the way. That's the only explanation given by the Acharyas.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, all devotees. And with that, we're going to humbly request you all to kindly unmute. And we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker, His Grace Ishwara Prabhu, for starting the week and the month with us. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
His Grace Ishwara Prabhu ki Jai. Vaishnava Thakur ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Church Pari ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vinde ki Jai. Nitai Gopi Minande.